Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you how to make the backrooms video that I have uploaded, and then after that I'll show you the results. But before I get into this video, make sure you join in Discord. Users who join will get a shout out. Now, if you don't want a shout out, just let me know before I upload another video. So step 1, you want to go to blender.org, which is Blender's official website, and you will have to hit download Blender. The link is in the description. Make sure to download the latest version. So once you have Blender downloaded, you want to go and delete everything and import a plane. Don't mind the change in the microphone, I just had to switch it. But anyway, you want to go ahead and add in this, right? Then you want to hold down Z and go to Material Preview. Bring this up a little. All texture files will be in the Google Drive for you to download. So what you want to do is go to the Shading tab, select this, bring it down, hit Material. Then you want to add in an image texture. Find the image of the carpet you downloaded, right here. Open image. Then you want to go ahead and add a color ramp. Bring this over just a little. Add a mix color, set mix to multiply. Make sure color B is all the way black. Then go ahead and add in a bump. Go to Edit, Preferences, and Add-ons, and make sure you have Node Wrangler turned on. Then go to the image texture and hit Ctrl T. Then go ahead and add a noise texture. Connect object to vector. Connect color to the factor of the color ramp. Connect color to color A. Then connect the noise texture factor to the color mix factor. Put result in height and in base color. Then put normal of the bump node into the normal of the principled BSDF. It is very bumpy, so let's turn down the strength a little. Turn the roughness all the way up too, and then click on the white part of the color ramp, and then make the color a little yellow, like that. Make sure you kind of scale the mapping up a little. Okay, so this is 1 meter of carpet. Now what we want to do is click on it, press tab to go into edit mode, and then what you want to do is click options right here, and then click correct face attributes. Then you want to hit S and scale it up like that. Let me just quickly go into navigation mode, and looks good. Although I could turn down the scale of the noise texture. Looking good so far. Now for the walls. So what you want to do first is add in a cube. Bring it up a little so it kind of goes into the carpet, but this looks good. Then you want to hit S and Shift Z to make this wall skinny. Also, I do recommend hitting Ctrl S and saving it. Find a spot to save your file in. I will call this the Backrooms tutorial. Then you want to select this wall, hit tab again to go into edit mode, and hit Ctrl R and make sure it's only one cut, and bring that down to here. Now we can go check to going into this looks about a good size for the baseboard. Now you want to hit Alt and click on this edge right here. Then press E, press S, and then press Shift Z and bring this out just a little. Then you have your baseboard. Then you want to go ahead and go into the shading tab. Then you want to go ahead and go into edit mode. Select all these edges here. Create 2 materials and hit assign to one of them. Then press Ctrl I and then hit assign to the other one. Now you want to name the material that it's assigned to down here. Call it baseboard. And then for the wall right here, call it wallpaper, just to organize some things up a bit. Then you want to go ahead and go into the shading tab. This texture will be pretty simple. Import an image texture like I just did. Open up the Backrooms wall texture. I have 3 of them in here. That will also be in the Google Drive. I typically choose this one right here, but you can choose this one or this one. You might be wondering, why is this one included? Well, because the original image includes this too. Now you want to go connect color to base color right here. Now this does look a little wonky. Not to worry. Click on this and go into UV editing mode. If it's not already in shading, then hold Z and go into material preview. Then you want to select all these faces here first. The top actually doesn't really matter because you're not going to view it anyway, unless you're doing something special in your video. Now you want to hit A, make sure your mouse hovers to this side, and hit A, so they're all selected, and hit R, and -90, or just 90 if it's upside down here. Now all of them seem pretty squished now, so you want to hit S and then X, and then just squish them together. Make sure it kind of looks okay. We can really check that though by hitting S here, and then zooming it out, and then you have the first wallpaper. Let's see how this looks right here. It does look a little small, not gonna lie, so I'm gonna just do that. That looks good. So now for the baseboard, pretty simple. Just, you don't even have to go into shading. Just go here and then make sure the color kind of matches with the wallpaper. Now that you have your textured wall, you can now go ahead and create the maze. Now, before I speed up the video and create the maze, I want to give you guys a few tips first. So if you're going to scale a wall, make sure you go into edit mode with correct face attributes on, and because if you don't do that and just scale it out here, it's gonna get stretched. So you want to go in here, make sure everything here is selected, and then hit SX or scale it in any direction, and it won't look wonky or stretched. Now the baseboard will kind of get messed up, so just select the edges that are longer than usual, and then hit S, and then just scale them down in the axis. Now I like to go into top view, and I would first place a few walls around here, then I would hit R, Z, and then 90, and then place a few walls around like that. Now if you want to have not just a line of walls here, but like kind of a special shape, then I would duplicate an extra wall, go into edit mode, and then hit Control R, and then bring it over here to where you want the wall to be different. Then you want to hit E to extrude it. Make sure it extrudes straight, just like that. Now the texture is obviously 1D right now, but before we fix that, let's also fix the baseboard here. Let's just bring that out a little like that. Now you want to go here, hit U, and then hit reset. Now this will reset your UV editing on the face that you selected. So we want to go and rotate that again. Just kind of pull that out a little, and then scale it up a little, and then you're good. Now if you want to get real crazy and have a curved wall, then I'll show you how to do that. This is what I usually do. I will rotate it on the Z-axis 45 degrees, like that. I'll hit S, Y, or X twice, so instead of scaling it globally, it'll scale it the object. So I'm just going to stretch that out real quick. S, Y, Y. Okay, I have that. Now you want to go ahead and add a loop cut in the middle, and actually bring this out on the X-axis here, and make sure it looks like that, right? Now you want to go ahead and select this edge right here, and then hit Control B to bevel it, and then make sure you scroll, then hit Shade Auto Smooth. Now as you can see, it'll kind of start getting messed up in the middle, so what you want to do is make sure you actually select all of the faces, and then go to Cube Projection. Now this will like really look weird, so you want to go into UV editing again and kind of just fix that up a little. Now I'm having some trouble tweaking around with the baseboard, and I'm not going to use the curved wall anyway. But one thing I forgot to do, this is the very first thing you actually had to do. So go ahead and duplicate the wall, go into edit mode, select all, and then hit SX or Y, whatever will work. And then, like I said, select the baseboards here, and then hit Control R, and then hit Shift D, R, Z90, and then move that over to this edge. Then have them both selected, Shift D, R, Z180, and then just move this to the other edge right here. Then you have your outer area. Now unfortunately in this video I will not be including entities because first of all, this is going to take a while, and second of all, I'm not that good at modeling characters and rigging them and animating them, so you'll just have to look up a separate tutorial for that. Sorry for the inconvenience. Anyway, I'm just gonna add some more walls to fill up the space. I'm just gonna be using these straight walls for now, but you can do whatever you want. Oh yeah, make sure everything is selected, right click, and then hit set origin to geometry. I can feel my head denting from my headphones. It burns. Okay, so the maze is looking good so far. Now let me just go into navigation mode, and looking good. Now what you want to do is add another plane, okay? Scale it down a bit. This will be our ceiling tile. Go to edit mode, hit I, and then 0.1. And just scale this down a bit more. Now you want to select these outer faces and hit E, Z, and then extrude them down just a little bit. This will be our ceiling tile metal part. Now you want to go here and add 3 materials, okay? One will be ceiling tile, metal, and ceiling light. Now select all and make sure it's set to ceiling tile. Then you want to select the outer faces and hit metal and assign that. Now you want to go here, make sure it's all white, and keep the roughness to where it is and turn the metallic all the way up. Then you want to hit ceiling tile, go to shading, go to edit mode, and then import the image of a ceiling tile that was in the Google Drive. Then you want to go ahead and add a bump, color, height, normal to normal, then color to base color. You want to kind of turn down the bump. That looks about good enough. You also kind of want to turn the roughness up. You want to turn the roughness all the way up too on this one. Now you want to go ahead and place the singular ceiling tile in the corner, and then go ahead and duplicate. I'm just kidding. You want to go to modifiers, hit search, and search up array. Then you want to go hit factor X and go 0.955, so they're all lined up like that. Sometimes if they aren't, you can tweak it up a little. 0.95 works well. Then you want to turn the count all the way up like that and make sure it fits in here. Just add another array modifier for the other axis, just like that. Make sure it's like the same distance and set that to 40. Doesn't really fit. Let me just turn that down and then apply. Now you have a lot of ceiling tiles, and that's what we need, but there are no lights. So what you want to do is go ahead and select the tiles that you want to turn into lights. This might take a while depending on how big your backrooms room is or how many lights you want in here. Now that you have all of them selected, go to material, hit ceiling light, and assign those to the ceiling light. Now you want to change principled BSDF to emission. Now you can really see the lights. Make sure to save it again, and then we are going to actually change render mode from Eevee to cycles. If you have a GPU, set it to GPU compute, and just set this up real quick. Then you want to go into rendered mode. Now you can really see what's going on. I don't know what the heck happened to the metal. The metal might look like completely white, but that'll be fine once we fix it. Then you want to kind of make the lights a little yellow. Turn up the strength. You can really see it. Man, it is pretty realistic, not gonna lie. And then you kind of just want to... Now, I don't know what the heck is going on with the ceiling tiles, but I really don't like it. Also, make sure you set world to black. Completely black. Now, don't worry about what is going on with the ceiling tile metal, because for some reason when it is rendered, it'll look okay. Also, make sure to set the amount of frames like to something high. Then go ahead and add a camera. I like to put pass-through output all the way to the top, because then I can see what the actual rendering will show. Then you want to go ahead and make sure the resolution is at 620 by 480. Kind of low, and that's what VHS is all about. Then go into the render tab, go to performance, use tiling, and 256. Also, make sure you set PNG to FFmpeg video. Do not change Matroska. You can change it once the rendering is done, but changing Matroska to MP4 or something else could corrupt the render and not make it accessible anymore. So then you want to go to where you want to render out the video. Let me just render an image real quick. And the ceiling tile, see, looks normal. Now for the last step, you want to go to the compositing tab, hit use nodes, Then what you want to do is download the camera Shakify add-on. Link is in the description. Go to the link, hit code, and then hit download zip. Make sure it is downloaded. Then you want to go to edit, preferences, add-ons right here. Click the down arrow and hit install from disk. Then you want to find your camera Shakify. Search it up and make sure it is enabled. See, now it is in your camera tab. Now what you want to do to increase performance while animating is go and hit viewport shading. And here's what you want to do. Go to the very end right here, right before it's about to go back. Make sure the camera is selected and make sure you have this turned on right here. And then hit play and quickly switch to navigation mode. Then you want to start walking around. Just like that. I would kind of redo that and then go to navigation, go to walk, and then change walk speed and kind of make that a little bit slower. 0.5 meters a second. Start animating. That might actually be a little too slow. This is good. So then just start walking around a little, just like that. And then here's where I'm gonna end the animation. Frame 519. Also make sure to uncheck that too. And zoom all the way in to the animation. Now, as you can see, everything here has been recorded. Now what you want to do is add another tab and then change that to graph editor. So now that you have the graph editor open, you want to go to channel and then keys to samples, channel, and then samples back to keys. But as you can kind of see here, it is not smooth. So what you want to do is like spam Alt-O to make it very smooth. Spam Alt-O as much as you want. Just like that. Now as you can see, it is pretty smooth now. Let me just close this area real quick and you can see the animation is very smooth, and that's what we need. It is exactly what we need actually. So now what you want to do, let me actually choose my start frame too. Now what you want to do is select your camera, go to this camera settings, and then open up camera Shakify like right here. Then hit plus. You want to go to handy camera on, even though that is a little too fast. Let's turn down the speed. Just tweak with the settings real quick. And as you can see, the camera motion is now pretty realistic. Let me just scale down the camera too. Looks okay for now. Now you want to hit render and then render out one single image for compositing. Go to compositing, make sure use nodes is checked. Add in a viewer node, go to image, then hit image right here. Then you want to add in a glare. Make sure the streaks is changed to fog glow. Threshold, don't worry about the mix. Fog glow, turn that up. Now you have the glare, but what you want to put before that is a lens distortion. So you change distortion up a bit and then hit fit. It's almost distorted a little too much. That looks good. You can add some dispersion if you want, just a little bit of dispersion. Now that you have the compositing done, you can now actually render out the video. And that is it for so far, but this is not the end of the video. Once it is done rendering, then we are going to add in some VHS effects. In Blender, you don't need any special video editors or anything. You can use some sort of video editor for sound effects, but I will get into that later in this video. Let me just start rendering this. Okay, so took about an hour, but this thing is finally done rendering. Now we can go on and just watch the video real quick. Now what you want to do is open up a Blender version that is below Blender 4.0, or else the VHS effects will not work. Link for that is also in the description. Now go to compositing, make sure the amount of frames, the resolution, and the frame rate is set to the video before you import anything. Then go ahead and check use nodes, delete the render layers, import a movie clip. Then what you want to do is go ahead and download the VHS effect. Link is in the description. But once you downloaded that, go to file and append. Make sure your VHS effects logo is extracted. Like I said, go open up the folder and then click on the blend, double click on it, and then look for node tree. Click on that, click on VHS_effects and hit append. Then what you want to do, go to movie clip, hit open, locate the one you just rendered out, which is right here. Let me just add a viewer so we can see. Then go to group, or you can search it up in the search, but go to group and then click VHS effects. Connect image to image, and then this image to the composite image and the viewer image. Now it looks like VHS, but it looks a little too buggy. You just turn down the color noise, turn up the color streaks a little, I recommend these values. Pause the video to copy them. If you want to tweak some of them, then feel free to do so. Then what you want to do is change the file format to FFmpeg video. Choose the area of where you want to render out your video. Give it a name, hit accept. Then what you want to do is hit render and then render animation. This will only take a few minutes, but I'll come back to you once it's done. This only took about 2 minutes. Now we can go ahead, and you don't need to save this. Now we can go ahead and open up our video editor. I like to use Wondershare from Laura. Now you want to go ahead and select the video with the VHS effect applied to it. And let's just hit match to media here. Now we can view this video a bit. You can cut off the part where it gets dark. Right here. Not gonna lie, the VHS effect might be a little too strong, but for now it will work. Now let me import the buzzing light sound effect and just put it in here. Okay, right now I just animated the volume getting closer to the lights and getting farther away from the lights, so the buzzing gets louder and quieter. Matter of fact, I've never done this in any of my Backrooms videos. Out of all the 7 I created, 7 or 8. Now, another thing we should add is the VHS white noise. Now that I've added this in, you can hear it. So now that we have these 2 sound effects here, we of course gotta add a little bit of breathing and the carpet walking sound effect. So those 2 we are going to do manually. So of course for the breathing, I'm just going to breathe into the mic throughout the, not too much, but breathe into the mic a little throughout the video. Now I have the breathing in here. Now we are going to add the carpet sound effect, the carpet walk sound effect. So for that, we are going to need some sort of cloth and something like your hand to rub against. Place this on your desk or table. So actually what I'm going to do instead is put the cloth over the microphone and just kind of bang and rub against it. So now that we have all the sound effects here, we can now play it back and see how it looks. But first we must export it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and comment down below if this helped or not. Also, if you have any suggestions, please don't hesitate to let me know because I really want to improve this. But I'll see you later.